I grant you, but unfortunately those are the extent of the options I have. Any option to shape up. It is lead, still Walters in the lead, but it's very difficult to tell. Let's see them through Caterham. Very simply liveried cars, I grant you, but I do believe that's still Walters there, yes. In the 88 car. We'll count them across the line. I believe it's Cook in third place as well. Side by side for the lead, and the 79 of Thompson is just a nose ahead as they head down towards Ritchie's, but Walters on the inside should have the lead. No, very well held around the outside from Lewis Thompson. Still maintains the advantage just about. I think it will be Thompson that leads them out of the Wilson hairpin this time. In third place is actually, James Wingfield in the 13 car, so he's up to third place. In fourth is Harry Cook, and rounding out the top five is Lars Alexander Hoffman. I think there was a touch there between our two leaders, Thompson and Walters. Thompson still in the lead by the looks of it, but there was definitely what looked to be tyre smoke. I wonder if there was a clash of tyre and fender as they came towards the Agostini hairpin. Both cars still running at full speed, so it doesn't seem as though there's been terribly many implications from that, but nonetheless they run towards Williams for the second time, absolutely together. And then I suggest it will be a drag race down to the Bentley Straight. Unfortunately, as it stands, that's the last I see of them until the bomb hole.
Oh, okay.
Have to wait with bated breath to see what the order is next time they come into my line of sight then. Neck between the two of them. In fact, as they come through Caterham, is it side by side? It was. By the time they actually get to the apex of the corner, it's Thompson who has got his way into the lead. Up into third, I mentioned that David Yates, I mentioned it during qualifying, that Yates' qualifying performances and race performances don't necessarily match, and he's already up to P3, so David Yates is running well. Walters is back up to the lead by the time they cross the line and turn into Ritchie's for the third time.
Let me check
so
the
Walters
timetable.
took the lead right back from Thompson. I think Thompson may have got up the inside of the bomb hole on that previous lap. Out of Wilson we go. For the third time of asking, Yates has been demoted to fourth place there as well.
I reckon I'll be up here
Harry Cook
just after 6.
Himself up to third place again. And once again, it's getting very close between the top two. Defensive driving from Walters. Lewis Thompson and Walters having a great scrap here. Of course, Walters and Thompson, two championship contenders, particularly if Thompson continues his streak of form. Carries so much speed through Hamilton, lap on lap. Always seems to find a car length every time through that corner. Very brave driving. Out onto the Bentley Straight they go. Peek over the Armco barriers as best I can as they go down the Bentley Straight. Looks as though Thompson with the run. I believe it will be Thompson who's in the lead by the time they get to Brundle Nelson. See what they're in by the time they get to the So he is through into the lead then. He's still there in third place ahead of Yates and Wingfield. Number 21 car rejoins the field. Harry Landy has an issue. comes out just up the road from the leaders. I wonder if he'll be lap traffic before the end of this race. Side by side with Walters just about carrying the momentum. Mike Walters continues to lead at the line, lap on lap. Thompson always finds a way through during the lap, but it seems invariably, by the time they cross the start-finish line, Walters finds a way back through, and that's obviously very important for the lay of the race, because it doesn't matter if Thompson can get past Walters. If Walters is back ahead by the time they get to the start-finish line, particularly on the last lap, that's all the record books care about. Here comes Thompson again with the run as they approach Agostini. Thompson goes to the outside, isn't close enough for a move. Harry Cook is there and waiting. In third place, as is Yates in fourth. Wingfield in fifth, as was the case last time. And then in sixth position is the number 80 car of Matt Shepherd. Matt Shepherd in the 80 bright yellow car running in sixth place. He is just ahead of Lars Alexander Hoffman in the distinctive red and white Motul colours, running in seventh place. Once again, no doubt at least a few of those positions will have changed by the time they next come into my line of sight. Forum now, of course, Harry Candy rejoined the race previous to that. And leaders relative to him about 10 seconds or so later. Leaders here from Stockholm into Forum. Walters is still in the lead. Yes, he is. So Thompson hasn't found a way through on this lap. Can he try and drag past on the main straight? David Yates is going for it for third place. And here comes Thompson to the outside line. They get very close to each other as they run down towards Ritchie's. And Thompson is back into the lead. Harry Cook holds on to third place. Yates didn't really get the toe out of that corner. He got a decent run out of Murray's. But then down the centre straight, Yates wasn't really in the slipstream, and that obviously negates any potential for a toe on the approach to Ritchie's. Yates now has his wing mirrors full of Wingfield. James Wingfield in the 13 car, running in fifth place for the time being. He'll be looking to try and salvage a podium out of this race. Won't miss his car with the bright yellow wheels and roll cage. Top five, top six really, all practically together as they go through Agostini, but Hoffman has a bit of a wild moment there. Had at least two wheels on the grass coming out of Agostini by the looks of it. Top five. Run through Oggies, it's still Walters in the lead from Lewis Thompson, from Harry Cook. And it's David Yates in P4. They head out onto the Bentley straight. And let's see. Thompson goes for a move. He was certainly closing in as they went under the bridge. Of course, see them again to the and it's still almost side by side, but I think Thompson might have the edge there. No, actually, it is still Walters ahead of Thompson, ahead of Cook. As they run down the centre straight, David Yates is pressuring for third place again, but once again, he's not in the tow. Now he is. Yates darts to the inside to go for third place. Does he get past Harry Cook? Yes, he does. David Yates up into third position. Meanwhile, Cook and Thompson for the lead were also side by side. Lead, Walters just about held on to that. Yes, he did. Walters still leading the way. See if Yates can try and get involved in that lead battle now. Thompson closing as they approach Agostini. He looks to the outside. Isn't quite able to find a way through on this occasion. We're already on lap 6 of the race with 18 minutes to go. And the top 6 have well and truly broken away. Up into 7th place has gone Harry Senior. He's just got past Andrew Murgatroyd in the 84 car, whom we'd usually expect to be a fair bit quicker, really. Andrew Murgatroyd qualified 8th and hasn't been a factor in the lead battle. We usually see Murgatroyd in amongst it at the head of the order. Douglas Christie is up in 9th place. And at the top 10 at the moment is Jamie Elwood. So David Yates has fallen back down to 4th place once more. Distinctively blue and white liveried car. Hoffman closing in on him. So Hoffman's actually made his way up to 5th place. He's got past James Wingfield. It's side by side for the lead, meanwhile, with Lewis Thompson trying to go all the way around the outside at Ritchie's. I think they were still side by side as they left Ritchie's. Are they still together by the time they get to Wilson? Looks like they've gone single file now, and it looks to me as though Walters has come off best in that one. Let's see as they come across the line. That'll be in about 2 minutes' time. As they come into my view once again, Agostini, and it is indeed Walters. Just about clear of Thompson. Walters goes defensive into Agostini. Approaching half distance in this 30-minute race. Mike Walters has done a good job in the last couple of laps of holding on to this lead. Now, they are starting to ever so slightly gap. Oh, never mind, it all negated itself in the braking zone. It does look like there is the slightest of gaps building at certain intervals between the top 2 of the chasing pack, but I don't think that Mike Walters is working with Lewis Thompson, because Walters is still going very defensive into a number of corners. Doesn't tend to indicate any cooperation. Down the Bentley Straight, and will soon appear back into my line of sight at the bottom hole. Seeing stuff that I'm not. Hopefully I'm not missing anything serious down there. They run that forum. Pack. Harry Cook is very much involved with the leading duo this time. So Thompson's managed to get through. Pete Walters, I think, is in 2nd place, although Harry Cook is right there with it. Across the line come our leaders, and it is Thompson side by side with Walters again, and actually David Yates is attacking Harry Cook for 3rd place, so it's side by side for the lead, side by side for 3rd. Walters gets into the lead, Cook holds on.